And you? What do you do?
I'm working on my thesis.
Sounds good.
That's cool.
Oh, what
What
is
is
What is it
about?
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 Look, for example, with the word work, we can use employment, profession, occupation, assignment, job, duty, labor, and task. This is synonymy or parasynonymy because even though the words are similar, they don't mean exactly the same thing. Or another example, the word head can refer to the upper part of the human body, the top or front of something, a person in charge, or the froth on the top of a glass of beer. This is called polysemy. There are many more phenomena, but they can sometimes lead to confusion or misunderstanding. In the terminology of scientific disciplines, the same thing happens. There are many terms used for the same concept or terms that are used incorrectly, but in science we should avoid ambiguity.
But what is terminology?
Terminology is a discipline dedicated to collecting, describing, and presenting the terms within each field of science. In my work, I want to clarify terms and concepts in translatology, which is a discipline focused on translation and interpretation. Additionally, I want to create a tool like a guide or a glossary with all the terms, their uses, and definitions. I will do this in both Spanish and English to make the glossary bilingual, enhancing its impact and usefulness on an international scale.
Who needs a tool or glossary like that?
Especially translators, translation professors, and students, in other words, future translators.
And what is its purpose?
Those who are already translators can use it to reference fundamental translation concepts. This way, they can continue their learning. Translation professors can also consult important terms, but above all, they can use it as a teaching tool for their classes and the education of future translators.
How are you going to do it?
To gather all the terms, or at least the most common ones in translation studies, I'll need to conduct an extensive review of the literature, including books and articles published in Spanish and English about translation. This collection of different publications is scanned, processed in a specific way, and converted into plain text, where unimportant data like proper nouns, prepositions, conjunctions, numbers, and so on are removed. These cleaned and study-ready texts are called corpus. I'll be assisted in this processing and review by computer tools, which are quite advanced today, but my thesis still requires a lot of manual work. Afterward, I'll fill out a card for each term, and from these cards, I'll create a glossary or another type of tool.
That sounds very interesting.
Even though it's quite complex and scientific, I understood everything.
Thank you for your explanation.